Good morning, everybody. It is the beginning of a brand new week. Can you believe it? Summer just seems to be flying by, which gave me the idea of this day's theme. I thought, we've been staying up late and being night owls all summer long, and so I thought that I would make this Midnight Monday. And I just realized, Sparky's sleeping. Should we wake him up? What do you think? Should I wake him up? Sparky? Oh, come on, Spark. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's Midnight Monday, everybody. And Sparky and I have stories about late night things. Oh, are you waking up, Spark? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you up. But are you ready to get started? Okay, so let's get our week started with a Shel Silverstein story, shall we? Okay, let me grab it. It's from Where the Sidewalk Ends, which is one of my favorite books. And this is called Who? And it doesn't have any pictures, but it is a cute story. Who can kick a football from here out to Afghanistan? I can. Who fought tigers in the street while all the policemen ran and hid? I did. Who will fly and have X-ray eyes and be known as the man who no bullet can kill? I will. And who can sit and tell lies all night? I might. Well, let's get started with our hello song. I could sit up and tell lies all night. Well, maybe not lies, but stories. So let's get started, shall we? Let's wave hello. You ready to wave hello? Okay, Sparky's waving hello. How about you wave hello too? Here we go. Hello, how are you? Oh, hello. How are you? Oh, hello. How are you? I'm just fine today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm glad to see you here today. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, so because it's a Midnight Monday, let's yawn. How about everybody yawn? How about everybody yawn? How about everybody yawn? I'm so glad to see you. Okay, now that you're wide awake, let's jump up and down, shall we? Let's get our day started. Sit in your seat and jump up and down, or stand where you are and jump up and down. Sit in your seat and jump up and down. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, so I think about when I dream and it's midnight, I love to fly. So let's fly around the room, shall we? Fly, fly, fly around the room. Fly, fly, fly. Let's take Zoom. Fly, fly, fly around the room. I'm so glad to see you. What's that, Sparky? No, I didn't forget. Sparky's saying, did I forget funny faces? Of course not. Make a funny face, as funny as you can. Make a funny face, funny as you can. I'm so glad to see you. Okay, everybody, let's wave hello and get our day started and our week started. Hello, how are you? Oh, hello. How are you? Oh, hello. How are you? I'm just fine today. Well, Sparky, are you ready to get this week started? Ooh, let me take the light out. Okay, Sparky's very excited about this very first story, aren't you, Sparky? Because it happens to be about the tooth fairy. Now, when I was a little girl, do you know what I used to do, Sparky? No, I used to, when I had a loose tooth, I would play with it and play with it and play with it. I'd twist it and go back and forth, and I'd go back and forth, and I'd go side to side. And do you know what? My poor mother would be like, oh no, don't do that. And I would like twist it around in a circle. I just couldn't wait for that tooth to come out. I know, because I wanted the tooth fairy to come visit me. So let me read you a story about the tooth fairy. Does that sound good, Spark? Okay, I'm going to put Sparky back here so he can listen. Oh, he's all ears. And I'd like to read you Natasha Wing's The Night Before the Tooth Fairy. And this has art by Johansen Newman. So this is The Night Before the Tooth Fairy. And this is a very big thank you again to my dear friends, Rosanna and Gabriella and Lillian, because they have lent me their books. The Night Before the Tooth Fairy. I love that way they've written the Tooth Fairy and The Night Before. Isn't that fun? I love when you make bubble letters. That's always fun to make in art class. To my dentist, Dr. Harry Johnson and his smiley staff. And for my two grandmothers, June and Lucille, my own loving tooth fairies for so many years. Here, let me show you a little picture. There's a tiny little picture right there. Can you see that little picture? The Night Before the Tooth Fairy by Natasha Wing with illustrations by Johansen Newman. And these are really neat. You know, I just love how different all of the different pictures and all the different books are. This is especially different from other ones that we've read. 'Twas the night before the Tooth Fairy would come and take my tooth. I'd been so excited ever since it got loose. Did you ever find that when your tooth gets loose, you can't talk funny? My bottom tooth was dangling and twisting all about. Tonight was the night. It just had to come out. That's how I used to feel. But those teeth, they hang on for a long time, don't they? I wiggled it and waggled it for such a long while. My baby brother flashed me his funny toothless smile. Mom handed me an apple. She said, "Here, take a bite." "No, 'cause if I swallow it, guess who won't come tonight?" Dad said, "Let's yank it out with a doorknob and a string." "No way, no how," I told him. "You're not going to do a thing." This is a kid who wants to go natural. I understand that. Then my brother grabbed our kitten, which scared our cockapoo, who knocked me right on over, and out my tooth flew. I guess it was fate. Time for him to lose his tooth. My brother looked around the floor on his hands and knees. When he found it, picture time, we smiled and yelled, "Cheese!" That's a very, very good baby brother, huh? With really good eyes. Then I ran to the mirror, and what did I see? A cool gap in my smile where my tooth used to be. I could stick a straw through it and then sip up my drink. Or pretend that I'm a fountain and spray water in the sink. That was one of my favorite things to do. I loved that. When you would get the hole through the tooth and you would go, and you could spit the water. I used to do that. "All righty," said Mom, "time to climb into bed, or the Tooth Fairy may visit some other house instead." Look, it says, "Tooth Fairy, look under my pillow." My tooth was put under my pillow with great care, in hopes that the Tooth Fairy soon would be there. I hopped. Hoped and hopped are sometimes one of those words that it's like, wait, which one was this? I hopped in and nestled all snug in my bed while visions of fairyland danced in my head. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a twinkling glow? What do you think that is? The Tooth Fairy was here! Her wand, how it glittered, her dimples, how merry, her wings were so sparkly, so light, and so airy. She reached under my pillow. I pretended to be sleeping and slipped my tooth in a pouch where it was kept for safe keeping. I would bet she has a pretty special pouch. It's probably a bottomless pouch, don't you think? I kept one eye open as she fluttered around. Then poof, she was gone without making a sound. I dug under my pillow. I felt something funny. All right, the tooth fairy left me some money. Wonder what he's gonna buy with his special money. Look what I got, I yelled with a whoop and a holler. The tooth fairy gave me a spanking new dollar. That woke up my brother, who started to cry. My dad picked him up, and we could see why. Now my brother and I both have a new grin. My first tooth came out, and his first tooth came in. So look, see, his little baby brother is getting a tooth, and he's missing a tooth. Do you think that the tooth fairy exchanged his tooth for the baby's tooth? What do you think? I don't think so. I don't think it works that way. Well, Sparky, did you like that story? Sparky, we got to work on you. I don't know if you even have any teeth in that mouth of yours. Well, let's sing a song about the tooth fairy. Now, Sparky, you're going to have to help me with this one, because in this song, everybody, you need to repeat what I say. So it goes like this. I brush my teeth in the morning, and then again at night, My tooth fairy likes, when they're nice and bright, It wobbles in the morning, all through the morning. It wobbles in the night, all through the night. And when it falls out, wobble, wobble, pop, my fairy takes flight. My tooth fairy, wobble, wobble, pop, wobble, wobble, pop, wobble, wobble, pop, wobble, wobble, pop. My house will be the fairy's first stop, the fairy's first stop. Want to try that again with me? Okay, so now you know. You repeat after me, okay? Here we go. I brush my teeth in the morning, and then again at night, My tooth fairy likes, when they're nice and white, It wobbles in the morning, all through the morning. It wobbles through the night, all through the night. And when it falls out, wobble, wobble, pop, my fairy takes flight. My tooth fairy, wobble, wobble, pop, wobble, wobble, pop, wobble, wobble, pop, wobble, wobble, pop. My house will be the fairy's first stop, the fairy's first stop. Very good. Spark, how are your teeth doing? Good? Good. All right. Well, now I have a story for you that is about a little creature that loves the night. You know, there are a lot of creatures that like the night, including Sparky here. Sparky is a nocturnal creature, aren't you, Sparky? Yeah, you love the night, don't you? That's when you wake up. Well, although Sparky likes to sleep all day too, and part of the night. He likes to sleep a lot. But this is a little creature that loves the night, and that is Little Owl. And here's Little Owl. You can see he has very big eyes. So this is Little Owl's Night, and this is by Divya Srinivasan. I think I might have said that name wrong. Let me try that again. Divya Srinivasan. Srinivasan. There we go. Divya Srinivasan. It's a little hard to read that writing, but this is Little Owl's Night. And she, Divya, did not only the story, but the pictures. And these pictures are really unique and different too. To me, they look like paper cutting, but I don't think they are. Little Owl's Night by Divya Srinivasan. No, Srinivasan. Srinivasan. Look at that little owl. Look at those big giant eyes. I love those giant eyes. Little Owl was having a wonderful night. He watched the funny possum family waddle along in a neat row. That would make for a spectacular night. Oh, Hedgehog sniffed around the mushroom patch. Okay, if I saw a hedgehog, I would have the night of my life. I love hedgehogs. Skunk was eating berries because he could not find any snails. Now the skunk I might stay away from, but I love hedgehogs. By the river, beavers gnawed at trees, and Turtle hid in her shell as fireflies danced all around. Little Owl visited his friends, the raccoon, and as they sat in the clover, fog rolled in and hovered just overhead. I wonder if he lives in San Francisco. We certainly get a lot of fog in the summertime, don't we? Moths fluttered towards the moon, and silver dust fell from their wings. Little Owl wanted to follow, but it was time to head home. On the way, Little Owl flew by Grumbly Cave. Bear was inside, snoring up a storm. Wake up, Bear! Don't sleep all night, Little Owl sang. I want to show you the moon. But the bear kept snoring as usual. Little Owl flew home to his tree, gazing at the sky. He wondered if Bear had ever seen the stars. Bears do sleep, especially during the winter time. Little Owl sat on his branch. How he loved the night forest. Frog croaked softly, and Cricket chirped smartly. Little Owl heard rustling at the foot of his tree. Fox had come to say hello. Oh, and can you see there's a little bunny in his little den, in his little warren over here? See him right there? He's got a lot of carrots, doesn't he? It was late now. Oh, the bats were gliding home. Mama, said Little Owl, whispering, tell me again how night ends. Oh, the moon and stars fade to ghosts, Mama said. Spider webs turn to silver threads. Dewdrops sparkle on the leaves, and grass like tiny stars come down. Moonflowers close, and morning glories open. The sky brightens from black to blue, blue to red, red to gold. Can you see that beautiful sunrise over there? That's going to be a beautiful sunrise. The rooster crows, the crows caw, and the day begins, said Mama. But Little Owl did not hear. Because he was fast asleep. Now it's time for Little Owl to snore, right? Not quite as big as bears, huh? And this says it's dedicated for Amma, Appa, and Ramya. I'm so lucky to have you, Divya. And that is the story of Little Owl's Night by Divya Srinivasan. Oh my goodness. Sometimes there are names that I need to pronounce over and over and over again to get them into my head. That is a beautiful name that is not sticking in my mouth. I don't know why. Or it is sticking in my mouth, actually. Well, Sparky, shall we sing another song? What do you think? Oh, you think we should sing a song about owls? Okay. Well, Sparky's going to ask you to help me, aren't you, Sparky? Right. Okay, so we're going to sing a song about some owls. And every time that I say eyes, you can point to your own eyes, right? And there's going to be a part where we go hoo, 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 like an owl. And I want you to look, just like you would. Look. Okay? Does that sound good, Sparky? Okay, you got it. All right, have a seat. Little brown owl, with your great big yellow eyes. Little brown owl, why do you look so surprised? Who, spooked you? Okay, does that make sense? So you're gonna go who, spooked you? Little black owl, with your great big silver eyes. Little black owl, why do you look so surprised? Who, spooked you? Little gray owl, with your great big green eyes. Little gray owl, why do you look so surprised? Who, spooked you? Last one. Little white owl, with those great big blue eyes. Little white owl, why do you look so surprised? Who, spooked you? Who spooked you? What? Oh, Sparky says the owl spooked him. Oh, Spark. Sorry about that. Well, let's read one last little story, everybody, and this is from A.A. Milne's When We Were Very Young, with decorations by Ernest H. Shepard. And this is called Shoes and Stockings. There's a cavern in the mountain where the old men meet. Hammer, 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 hammer. They make gold slippers for my lady's feet. Hammer, 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 hammer. My lady is marrying her own true knight. White her gown and her veil is white. But she must have slippers on her dainty feet. Hammer, 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 hammer. There's a cottage by the river where the old wives meet. Chatter, 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 chatter. They weave gold stockings for my lady's feet. Chatter, 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 chatter. My lady is going to her very true man, youth to youth since the world began. But she must have stockings on her dainty feet. Chatter, 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 chat. And that is the story of Shoes and Stockings from When We Were Young by A.A. Milne, with decorations by Ernest H. Shepard. And let me show you the pictures here. And there she is. She's quite fabulous, isn't she? There's the men. They're making her shoes. And there are the little women making her dainty stockings. And there she is, all dressed up with a fabulous fan. Well, if you can believe it, story time's over. I can't believe it's already the end. Sparky, would you like to come help me play the guitar? Okay, let's get Sparky up here. And it's time for us to say goodbye, but Sparky and I will be back on Wednesday with more stories and more songs, won't we, Spark? That's right. Oh, I don't know what the theme is going to be on Wednesday, Sparky. You'll just have to wait. Oh, don't worry. I'll let you in on the secret early. Okay, let's get my guitar. And let's say goodbye. Oh, goodbye, Julie. Goodbye, Adeline. Goodbye, Isabella. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Peace. Goodbye, Delilah. Goodbye, Maya. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Polly. Goodbye, Jenny. Goodbye, Ellie. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Lily. Goodbye, Allie. Goodbye, Bella. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Deborah. Goodbye, Lillian. Goodbye, Shepard. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, Travis. Goodbye, Trevor. Goodbye, Timothy. I'll see you all next time. Well, everybody, Sparky and I will see you on Wednesday. It was great seeing you today. And if you would like a high five or a high three if it's coming from Sparky, let's do that right now. And here's one from me to you. And here's one from Sparky to you. And if you would like a hug, like me and Sparky, go ahead and take one hand and put it on one shoulder, and the other hand and put it on the other shoulder. Ready, Spark? One hand, and squeeze really, really tight. That's a hug from us to you. And we will see you on Wednesday, everybody. Have a great Monday, Midnight Monday. Just don't stay up too late, okay? Bye, everybody.